Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is November 10th. I'm hoping these lives are going to come across okay today. Internet has been really bad here in Whitestone today, at least in my neck of the woods. But anyway, so let's jump right into it before I get kicked off. All right, so we have had some big movement in some price points this week. We actually only have now one price bracket that is in a buyer's market. Everything else has jumped up into a seller's market. We've had 3 price points that have had some big movement up or down, and I'm not just talking a percent here and there. So I'll explain. Let me pull up last week's numbers so I can compare with you. Okay, so overall, between Lancaster and Northumberland, with residential properties, the strength of market has gone up. The active listings has gone down, but the number pending closing have risen. So therefore, the strength of market has increased to 102%. Last week, it was 95%. So a pretty decent jump. But that's still not a big jump compared to what's coming up. Okay, so breakdown of price points. So from 0 to 200,000, and the price points are all residential in Lancaster and Northumberland. So 0 to 200,000, we have had a big drop. Last week we were at 245% strength of market. This week we are at 179. So definite seller's market because that strength of market is 55% or higher. If it's lower than that, it's indicative of a buyer's market. So still a strong seller's market, but yeah, 245% down to 179. So big difference. 200 to 400,000. It dropped a little, like 10%. So not a big deal there. 34 active listings in that price point in the 2 counties. Strength of market of 103% this week. So again, definite seller's market. Another price point in a seller's market, and this one has jumped up from 83% to 95%. We have 21 active listings on the market, and this is for the price point 400 to 600,000. So 20 listings are pending closing, which is the same as last week, but the number of active have dropped. So they're looking at a price point of 95%. Now, another big mover this week is, 600 to 800,000. 13 active listings. Last week, we had a strength of market of 63%. Okay, so just above that seller's market threshold. This week's 108%. That went crazy. So yeah, 14 are pending closing, 13 are active on the market for that price point. Huge jump in strength of market. 800 to 1 million, we had an increase, and this is the price point that is still in a buyer's market. So don't forget, you need to break down price points. In general, we are in a seller's market, but this specific price point is in a buyer's market. 10 active listings from 800 to 1 million in the 2 counties, strength of market of 40%. So 1 million plus has also jumped. Okay, so that has been in a buyer's market for ever. Huge exaggeration, but I don't know if I can recall. I'm going to go back to the beginning of the year and just see where it was at the beginning of the year. So January 6th, So January 6th, 1 million plus was at a strength of market of 25%. This week, it is 69%. I don't think I have ever seen the 1 million price. I lied. In March, it was 150%. So definitely not the biggest, but for the last several months, it has been in a buyer's market. 1 million plus is now in a seller's market. So Huge jump for that price point at 69% strength of market. So land has also increased in strength of market. It has been 8% for several weeks now, and now it is at 9%. We have 636 active listings on the market. I am going to see. Last week we had 633, so we've gained a few. We've also have more pending closing. So it increased the strength of market to 9%. So that is the market update for this week. I do not know if any of you are on my Facebook or Instagram social media platforms, but hop on over to one of theirs. You could be listening to this live on Facebook, therefore disregard that. But I have been doing, so I do a Let's Chat series where I'll just answer some questions or things that pop up with my contracts and with my clients. So I want to make sure everyone knows these answers. It makes life a little easier when you're dealing with real estate. So this series that I started, this Let's Chat, I have been working on things that first-time home buyers should be doing when they get their first home. So I know they get excited about making sure the interior looks great. We get new paint, we get new cabinets, we get, new flooring, and that is great. But there are some items that they need to invest in. I would even say first, that will keep their home protected and have their investment last longer. So earlier this week, I talked about gutters and downspouts. So now we're going to talk about tightening the envelope. What does that even mean? That means how closed in is the house? How is the insulation? Are the windows caulked? Is the ductwork caulked? If cold air in the summer gets out and hot air in the winter gets out, that is no good for your energy bills or any of that. So you want to make sure your attic is insulated properly, your crawl space is good, things are caulked. Not only does this prevent, that airflow, it keeps out pollutants and it keeps out bugs and pests like mice. Okay, if I see a mouse in my house, I'm like, burn it down. So, if you have those kind of creepy crawly things in your house, you've got some opening somewhere. And that means your warm air is going to be getting out, your cold air is getting out, and that is no good. So invest in some companies that will come out and check and give you ratings on how well your home is insulated. And if you do need to fix some things, this is really not, in the big scheme of things, a big price concern. So definitely don't put that off. Get that fixed and then do your coat of paint. So pay attention to my Facebook and Instagram stories in the coming week or two. I'm going to continue this series. I have quite a few more tips and tricks of where some money is better invested at first in a home. So if you have any questions or want to talk about any of this further, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can call, email, or text me. You can also go to my website, www.virginiastoughton.com, and reach out to me there. You can also see my blog where I have all of the weekly update numbers in print there, as well as seeing what listings that I have active. I hope you all have a great week and an even better weekend, and I'll see you next Wednesday.